You know what's really funny? We're getting ready to talk some Bears football. But I'm really sitting here with 2 weeks left in what is otherwise a lost season. And I'm anxious as hell. I'm excited in an entirely different way. I'm nervous. I can't lie. Because the Bears sit here at 3-12, and they're so damn close to the finish line. As I talked about in the video earlier this week, for the Bears to win big in the long term, they must lose out now. They are so close to this finish line. It's time to go the distance. Because if the Bears lose out these last 2 games, they guarantee themselves with no worse than the 2nd overall pick. And assuming that the Bears are bought in enough and believe in Justin Fields, that means that if there are 2 quarterbacks slated for those top 2 picks, let's say it's Will Levis and Bryce Young, in whatever order you want to put, or you want to throw C.J. Stroud in there, I don't give a shit at this point. Just as long as enough teams, or at least one team, thinks one of them's worth the number 1 overall pick, and one of them's worth the number 2 overall pick, the Bears are in the catbird seat in how they can help themselves for the 2023 draft and beyond. So lose out, and you've got a chance at that 2nd overall pick. Like, this is big, potentially franchise changing these next 2 games. We've been down this path before with the Bears, where if they just lost out, the trajectory of the franchise can change literally overnight, and then the dumb dicks find a way to win one that doesn't fucking matter, and it just kills them in the long term. Even more so, there's even an additional level of excitement because if the Bears lose out and the Texans win one of their last 2 games, or they got the Jaguars and the Colts, they could win one of those games. If they do, the Bears lose out, the Texans win one, the Bears end up with the number 1 overall pick. Yes, it's sad that we're at this point, and that's what the hell we've got to be excited about, but that is the thing, and it's so close to happening. No reason to go around and be wanting the Bears to win on Sunday against the Lions. I know you've got the urge, you've got the desire, because it's a Bears football mindset. You get tunnel vision during the game and you say, I want to see them beat a divisional rival. I want to see them beat the Lions. It's been a long, bad season and I just want to win so I can perpetuate the mediocrity of the McCaskey way of the Midway all the way. Don't take your eyes off the prize. Eyes on the prize. Got it? Why would you want to win at this point? You've seen so much losing this year. What the hell does 2 more losses do? It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It really doesn't. The only thing that 2 more losses do is help the Chicago Bears. If you want to see the Bears better off in the long term, you're better off with them finishing 3-14 as opposed to 4-13 or 5-12. I promise you, we've been down this path before, fellas, ladies, and it doesn't turn out any differently. I promise you. Why would you want to win at this point where you end up hurting the Bears' draft position? And even if you say, well, it's only a couple of picks, how much does that matter? It could freaking matter a tremendous damn deal. To go from pick 1 or 2 where you're in a really powerful position to being pick 3 or 4 where you're hoping that one of those top 2 quarterbacks falls and the team's still going to want to trade up. A lot harder to control your own destiny at that point. Why would you want to hurt your draft position, a draft position that at the very, very top could set this Bears organization up for draft power and draft success in 2023, 2024, and even potentially 2025, all the while helping the Detroit Lions draft position by hanging a 9th loss on them? Why would you want to do that? I don't. Now you look at this game and, it's got me nervous. Because apparently Kevin Jenkins and Cody Whitehair are going to be good to go. Maybe Chase Claypool even suits up. Last time these teams played this year, Justin Fields had a huge day on the ground. I worry about that. Although there's a big part of me in terms of the players and the game itself. The only other thing that matters besides losing the ball, Chicago, is avoiding any big catastrophic injuries that could impact player availability for 2023. The absolute doomsday scenario for the Chicago Bears was they fuck around and win this game, and then Justin Fields or Tevin Jenkins or somebody has an ACL or, God forbid, some other type of serious injury that puts their availability for the start of the 2023 or the 2023 season in significant jeopardy. That is the ultimate lose, just shoot me now, Bears football doomsday scenario, isn't it? Meanwhile, for the Detroit Lions, after a really rough start to the season, they certainly turned shit around. They're sitting at 7-8, and playing for their playoff lives, needing to win out and, frankly, get a little bit of help, too. That was a really bad loss that they had to Steve Wilkes' Carolina Panthers last week. That was a game that if you want to make the playoffs as the Detroit Lions, you've got to win that one. Yes, I know technically the Panthers, because the NFC South is so bad, they had something to play for, too. But you've got to find a way to win that game. As you come into this game at 8-7, you got a real shot. Now you sit there at 7-8. Not only do you have to win out your last two games, you've got to get help just to be able to slide into the back door of the 7th spot. A lot harder to do that. For the Lions this year, they've got Jared Goff is about to cross the 4,000 yards passing threshold. And yes, Bears fans, that is something that quarterbacks in the NFL can do. Even mediocre average ones like Jared Goff, who just happen to be having a little bit of a better season this year. It is legal. It is allowed under NFL bylaws to have a quarterback use their arm to throw for 4,000 or more yards passing in a season. I know Bears fans don't know nothing fucking about that because they see everybody else's team with a quarterback that does it at some point, and the Bears quarterback will never do that. And he certainly didn't do that in 2022. 4,000 yards passing or bust is barely 2,000 yards passing at this frickin' point. For the Lions, story of this season is a tale of two sides of the ball. The offense has been really good. Defense, really doo-doo. So, there's that. This last matchup that I talked about a few weeks back, the Lions ultimately won 31-30. You remember there was a late touchdown run by Jamal Williams. The Bears failed to capitalize when they got the ball back late. Justin Fields had a big day from a statistical standpoint on the ground, 147 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, threw 2 TD passes to Cole Kmet, and a beautiful touchdown pass on a pick 6 to Jeff Okudah, his former Ohio State teammate. Justin Fields had a big day, but it wasn't enough. And now you sit here, the Bears have kept losing, and they need to keep damn losing. The spread for this game I saw was the Lions by 6.5. The over-under is 50. There is a chance with these two teams, especially with their defenses both being boo-boo, that over-under of 50 could be threatened, especially since this game is indoors in Detroit. I'll pick the Lions to win 30-23. I hope to God I'm not putting the Jeff jinx on the Lions and the Bears here at this point. That's how I look at it. The Bears winning this game is a disaster across the board of epic proportions. It's 2 more games to go. I do not want to come on here Sunday afternoon after this Lions-Bears game and have to go nuclear in my ranting because the dumb dick Bears decided they had to win a fucking game when it meant absolutely nothing except for killing their future and killing their draft position when that's all that frickin' matters.